with, which just basically means Huskers is pinned down until Z-Smith gets bored.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love that Smith just kind of keeps it going, keeps the trigger down. He's just kind of laying down into Huskers. But you can see it feels like Smith has now moved his way over to maybe somebody else. Huskers has this Car 98 in hand, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to go. Smith says, hey, I don't need to waste my time taking this fight. This doesn't really feel great. I'm moving somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Harbor, Docks, we talk about these POIs all the time, especially on the edge of the map. You heard the analysts talk about it, especially in solos, like looting up here feels a bit more safe, and then you can kind of comb around without a big threat behind you. JoeWo in trouble potentially with Dongi on the other side, and that is exactly what's going to happen when Dongi's on the other side. Maybe you got first shots, but you don't have the weapon or the efficacy that I do as Dongi. That is a single kill his way, looking for more.
I love the way he kind of throws on in. He starts getting shot out. He flies back on out and then just rechows on a timing that they just were not ready for. So a really kind of solid play there from Dongi. He's looking around. Maybe there could be somebody else over here towards his harbor side.
I think he has a gold superior off rip.
This is a nice little area to play in, right? You can kind of decide, do I want to make my way over to Chem? Do I want to start playing towards Factory? Do I even go up towards Prison? You have a lot of options here. So Dongi, he's kind of claimed this space and now looking to make some moves.
Well, the water obfuscates is what Infinity said, and I totally agree. Z-Smith finds one in the water, but it's tough to track. Here's some footsteps, though. Dongi gonna try to chow the top player, and it is not even close. Z-Smith hardly even loses a plate, playing a fantastic spot on the stairs,
Dongi
using
doing
the railing as cover, and takes down his...
It is a rigged rule set.
It is looking like he is in final form. You head up to the top of Prison with Crims looking to continue to make some waves in the scene. Crims' squad...
I mean, he didn't even hit
so
Dongi.
Dominant in competition previously, and it's for that reason. This dude shoots straight.
Deleted by a single tap SVA. We knew a lot of players were going to rock this gun, and that is a perfect example why. Finds Dongi again on the regain, fully wiped.
I think Dongi's fully wiped. Wow.
On top of show, but he is one of the first players eliminated from map number 2.
And that's what we're talking about with solos. It is super difficult. You haven't played a lot of solos. Resurgence, JoeWo falling as well, one of the first 3 players to get eliminated. Z-Smith's going to fall in the kill feed, but not fully out of it. If you die,
JoeWo got wiped
back in, and then die very quickly after that, you are done on this map. That's how this mode works. So kind of a brand new mode.
Yeah, it's right rule set.
Love to see it and love to see players trying to adjust to it on the fly.
Trying to make something happen. We just saw Hamoud there on 5 already this map, so feeling pretty solid. This was a team that really came out of nowhere. I got a chance to interview Zix, and he said, yeah, going to World Series last year, we had never played a Customs. They played over 30 this year. They're feeling a lot better against this top-tier competition that's there. Mojo on the other side.
Kill him.
You got this Car 98 in hand. We said the water obfuscates, and I think this is a perfect example of how that's going. Jackal doing a great job.
He doing the phase fish. He doing the phase fish.
This player, I mean, Jackal's got to be just literally 1 HP, but yet again, the footsteps. Because what happens when you shoot your gun? It is a signal flare as T-Nix comes flying
they're specialists? He's got specialists.
It is a signal flare to say, come and get me. There are going to be third parties and fourth parties galore over the next 5 maps.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping your eye on that mini-map. You're chasing red dots at this point, right? And that's exactly what we see happen there. TeeNickMERCS is able to try and make that happen and is able to do it. As we see him then get
He took the heli.
For the rotation. I kind of like this. He says, I don't like being out here. I'm not making this rotation. Give me the heli.
I fuck with it. He got specialists.
Ahsoka fully wiped, by the way, folks. Some of our top players struggling in the solos round. If you see that squad eliminated in the kill feed, that means they are out of here. You see that number tick down near the top as well. 36 out of 42. Still plenty of players in this lobby. Plenty of pieces of cover and plenty of people lurking in the shadows.
People love playing. Hey, Hunter, playing top tower in a LAN is crazy work.
Folks down.
I think this is a really solid spot.
That might be nasty work.
On top of Prison. It is a nice spot.
That might be nasty work.
Regain at. So, that's a great idea until you have TeeNickMERCS up there with a Car 98.
He's dead. He's dead. Full wiped.
Into the water, and it's Z-Dark yet again bringing them on down. No opportunity.
A lot of people land in the water.
Resurgence timer.
Z-Dark told us he was trying to bring some respect to Latin America, bring respect to him, his team with Deus Amir, a really strong squad that's played together for a very long time. But he individually is their top slayer and is slaying out in our solos competition as well. We'll swing back over to Jace, who catches Tommy unaware, had him ready, and again shoots the bodies. Jace told me he was gonna be shooting some bodies. I didn't know it was gonna be this early. Come on now.
I mean, hey, if there's a body to shoot, Tommy might not be the one you want to do. That guy takes it personal. He'll come back and he will make you pay, but I like it. Jace feeling themselves. I said they look good on the
this is nasty work.
Good here on the map.
This is nasty work.
Fully eliminated as well. A lot more players getting very aggressive early.
It's kind of smart though. Like it's not like
with our second circle,
especially you have a sniper
closing. So this is actually a much more aggressive second lobby. The players are starting to get their feet underneath them. Say, I'm gonna go slay out. I'm not gonna be camping in this corner. I'm not gonna be hanging out waiting for something to come to me. I want to go get it for myself.
It's landed Rida, Saudi Arabia.
World Cup. It looks like the players are starting to get the memo as AJ finds a fourth. If he can clean it up, that's cleaned up himself.
Nice little slide back and forth. Gets him out of harm's way. Somebody was trying to be able to get that elimination, but King AJ not going to let it happen. Takes down Juki. So that a really solid play, but he's not alone. You got a couple people around you. Bagel being one of them. We're seeing these thermites come on in. That's actually a shock stick, actually, as you're seeing him go.
Oh, no, he trolled. He trolled. He trolled.
Oh, my gosh.
He trolled.
With the
He trolled. He trolled. No.
When you take a fight like that.
BSL going huge on the back of Bagel, also known as Boogs, looking to try to get a second.
And Oscar got good. Yes. Wow. This guy's teed.
Oh my goodness, Bagel, no bagels today. Unfortunately, finally falls from Zakar, but it took 3 men charging through the doors and through the ceiling to take down Bagel, who will be able to fly back in. Resurgence timer still
he's climbing
active.
up. Wow.
See if he can get active back on the map here shortly as Zakar looks
Oh, good win. Holy shit.
Absolutely slams King AJ, but you don't get to celebrate that for long as he just gets immediately deleted by Rodrigo, who's now made the way
Riyadh, sorry, my fault. Riyadh.
Back on in here. 4 eliminations, a lot slower game here, but that
my
is
fault.
okay. You come out swinging game number 1. Even if you have an okay game number 2, on average, you're still looking and feeling pretty good.
Yeah, really want to pay attention here to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. What weapons they have in particular. This will show you if they feel like they're stabilized, if they have the resources they want.
Chat, do you feel like anybody, be honest, chat, do you feel like anybody at this LAN is cheating at home on their setups? Do you feel like this is like a good time to see who's really like, you know what I'm saying?
That's where you have to have good weapons. Look at this bottom right-hand corner. Rodrigo doesn't have his loadout. He's just flew back in, has a gray gun, and is going to have to try to take some of these fights at a slight disadvantage.
And he's at a sandwich right now between Z-Smith and Almond.
I personally don't think so.
I would not like to find myself in between. You don't have loadout guns. You're trying to make it happen. Almond kind of makes this play on the outside of the wall, and I don't know what just happens. You have Rodrigo just kind of plays a little.
But I truly think like LAN literally separates on who's genuinely the best. Like as far as like, there's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like you really find out who's him, you know? Because anybody, you know, I'm gonna be honest, chat. Some of these guys, right? No disrespect, but they usually playing 10, 15 viewers. There's not a lot of like pressure or criticism whether they win or lose, or like whether they lose. So there's not, you get to LAN, there's pressure. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I don't know if that makes sense, but
Z-Smith says, no one's taking the crown as the top slayer today, not in this map.
Yeah, it feels like, you know,
but I don't think any of these guys are cheating.
Kind of overheated a little bit in that map number
or
1.
cheat out on LAN.
Playing a little bit slower here, and it's kind of coming alive. A little bit of a rough start for him. He's able to regain.
Smith is fucking balling.
Takes down Rodrigo again. That Holger 26 still hitting like always.
I'm telling you, loadout is so key at this moment in the game. You really don't want to die. Now, of course, Resurgence still active just for a little bit longer, but you can't die here if you're Z-Smith. You already have the resources you want. You have loadout. You have the advantage.
Sometimes the lights be too bright.
Stay alive. Get your advantages. We always talk about gunfights.
This guy Smith is a fucking baller.
We talk about how you want to take high percentage gunfights, meaning gunfights that you know you're probably going to win 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10. Having your loadout is a key factor in that, and you can see why Z-Smith's been slaying out. He's doing a great job of just staying alive and not having to restabilize over and over and over again.
That's a really interesting point, though, because if you are kind of like we saw earlier, if you...
It's kind of crazy, too, because Smith was almost me and Sage's third. Like, it was like... Because I think Adrian was still running with Aydan, and so, like, Smith was our third, but I don't know. I just feel like I just knew it just wouldn't work. I don't know. Adrian was just like the perfect fit for us, and like we're so cool, like even in person. Like Adrian's been staying at my house for like 3 weeks. It just all worked out.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I could just breach the side of this boat and make a play. Again, we're in Codcaster, folks, so we could see things that the players can't. All right, yes.
Sid, we went to dinner yesterday. At the dinner, I told, because Adrian didn't want to go because he said he just wouldn't feel like going, but I told him just come to this. At that dinner, Simp, it was me, Sketch, Rug, Banks, Adapt, just chilling, eating steaks, just vibing.
Side as
And then Adrian, just fucking, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just fucking just rent. These kids are joining my party again.
About to end. So we mentioned it, game number 1. We'll kind of remind you here, game number 2. This
Nah,
is where
Smith's not toxic.
pace of play
Then what?
slow to a crawl, right? You can't come back any longer. You have to be able to play your life.
Yeah, no resurgence, not at all, not a bit of it left, which means you've got to.
It
play
wasn't a Diddy
patience.
party. Just
Pace
stop.
Slows and everybody lurks for this next circle. Things are about to get real dicey. A lot of players starting to rotate in from the outer edges, but Z-Smith in the building, still inside.
Oh,
of
and Ron was there too. Ron was there.
It's going to slowly creep up, and I can only imagine not going to give away his position not too early. Looking for some extra loot.
Sketch is dope, man. We talked about him being on the pod too.
In the normal solos mode here on
Sim, we're doing a pod with Rain too next week.
I don't know if you saw it. Smith's got a
Fucking love Rain, bro.
on his guns because of how many smokes are used in this scenario, which could have been what led to him being able to find so many of those eliminations. You might try and smoke to get away. Doesn't matter when he's got a thermal on his gun. Can shoot you right through the smoke.
Yeah, it's a great call. Can shoot through the smoke, spot people through the smoke. I think that's a great shout to think maybe that's why Z-Smith's finding a lot of success here. Does make his way to a buy station, and that's a UAV he just popped. So information in his hand is going to help for his rotations, but not if you're getting wall banged out by Almond on about 1 HP in a dream. Reminder, if you fall there, you don't have a self-res.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You're back to the lobby. We're in the top 10 folks already. Our multipliers coming into play in spades. 1.7x.
Almond has 7.
The top 5, and now down to 6 as Liam falls. Oki finding another elimination.
Brother, blink of an eye. We went from 14 squads down to 6. These games are ending quickly as we start to see this kind of zone. If you are someone like Oki, sure, you're finding these eliminations.
And that boy
you have to go across so much of the map to where this zone is pulling towards.
Z-Smith finds Almond, cleans up his aggressor, says, no, I'm going to be on top. 1.7 multiplier achieved. Z-Smith is at the top of our leaderboard almost assuredly. Somewhere around 19 some odd points.
Hunter, that OpTic is so OP for like seeing people through smokes. It's actually insane. And the fact that it's not thermals aren't banned, crazy.
On 8 kills.
It's really OP.
This is a monstrous effort in the very beginning of this tournament by Z-Smith as he catches another one. Doesn't get given the kill though. It looks like I think Stable J was actually the one that gets given the kill based on the amount of damage that was done. This is Destroy Sub. This is his brother. He's here to play, and he might be able to win this second map.
Top 4, map number 2, playing in here. Stable J.
It's a bundle. It's a bundle, Hunter.
But usually from the comfort of his own home. It's a little bit different here.
Look at this layout.
So to have this happen in game number 2, that's showing a lot of confidence, but Z-Smith might be able to smell.
No, Smith.
No, not enough.
Smith.
Stable J taking down Z-Smith has now made top.
Wow.
Taking down the leader, a huge win for Stable J, and a huge win for his team, by the way. Team Destroy. They need these points for seeding for tomorrow and the next day. Oki on 7, lurking in the corner as well. Gets caught in a weird angle and says, I'm going to make a play through gas. We talk about resources 1,000 times over and over again. Gas masks are key. You've got to be able to make these rotations.
Wow, what a fucking row.
On a burn and turn, J-Tech goes down, omits out.
Oh my god, and he got the gas mask.
Map. It is Stable J versus Oki playing in the gas up the zip.
What?
Who falls first? Oki self-reviving.
Oh.
What's going on?
Jay tries to make it, but he's able to get the final damage in. Stable J.
Wow.
Destroys brother. Coming on in. He's getting hyped. He's saying, mess with me. Let's go. He might be a sub on the sheet, but he's a main player here today.
I love it. This is the key to esports, folks. When things go wrong, everything
That's Destroy's little brother. That's
when the
tough.
top players gets taken out from an illness, you gotta have the backup coming.